For the toss then, two captains are here and we have the match referee, Chris Broad from England. Gentlemen, it's all yours.
Well, it's good call. It's a tie.
Inzi, you've won the toss. What have you elected to do?
We bowl first, I think, is juicy wicket for the bowling. First hour and half is, I think, is sport for bowlers.
So it's a fresh pitch. You think there'll be something in it early on?
Yeah, I hopefully I feel is something in it for bowlers. First half an hour, first 1 hour and a half, 30 minutes is good for bowlers.
Changes to your team today?
No, same team, sure, that's the result play.
Same 11 then. Shoaib's still not quite right.
Yeah, he's still not fit, but hopefully he's fit for the next game.
It's a fantastic venue, isn't it, to play one-day international cricket?
Yeah, hopefully we try our best.
Alright, thanks very much, Inzi. Good luck today. Stephen, bring you in. You've lost the toss. You're having a bat first. Thoughts on that?
Well, it looks a good surface. We're really going to have a bowl because there might be something in it early on. But it was a good surface last year, and hopefully it's the same again today.
Any changes to your team today?
Ian Butler comes in front of Adams.
Ian Butler in, and I guess it's about keeping a bit of momentum going now. 1-0 up in the series.
Yeah, we felt we haven't really created momentum yet. We did some good things in the last game, some things to work on. And we want to try and rectify those today, and we got 2-0 up, which is pretty important.
Fantastic setting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great setting. We had a great day here last year, and the weather's even better. The ground's bigger now, so hopefully we can put a win on the board.
Okay, Stephen, thanks very much.
Thanks, good.
So there you are then, the toss has been made here in Queenstown. Inzamam al-Haq has won it for Pakistan, and they will bowl first. Thanks very much, Gav. Shane Bond is with me. You've got your Ian Butler, eh? Yes, I like to see Ian Butler playing. I think it's always great for the crowds to watch fast bowlers. Disappointed there's no Shoaib Akhtar, but I think the Butler-Sami battle will be a beauty. So, the relief in the dressing room, you think? Yeah, I think there always is, especially when you pick down the bottom of the order. Okay, well, Craig Bunning, of course, at the top of the order. He's a local boy. He knows his pitch as well as anyone. Let's hope he knows it at the start of the innings from New Zealand's point of view. Just confirming Pakistan of the Banana Hut set with that with their so no Shoaib Akhtar, but hopefully for game 3 in Christchurch. Shabir Ahmed, Mohammed Sami, Azam Mahmood, Abdul Razak, they will have the nearest score, and they could be a handful early according to Jeremy Coney. Let's give him a new ball to Mohammed Sami. Run out. Stephen Fleming admitted later that it was his fault. He ran his acting partner out. So rather modest start. So here we go. First ball of the second one-dayer. And that might exercise the umpire. Yes, it does. So wide call made by Asoka De Silva. New Zealand underway. And of course the man at the other end, Stephen Fleming, batted well in the first one-dayer. Strike rate of 68. Wasn't always an opening batsman, but has put himself into that category now. There's a signal being made, and it's gone towards the sight screen area. Well, a late decision. Very late decision. I think Pakistan probably felt that he died. I thought really that was looking to go down leg side. And I thought that, in fact, you can see it pitching outside off stump and angling down. Asoka De Silva made a couple of paces away to the left and then suddenly decided as an afterthought that Craig Cumming, you're gone. So New Zealand lose their first wicket. Cumming LBW to Sami to a ball that was, to me, angling down for a leg stump anyway, or just beyond. New Zealand lose their first wicket. It's 1 for 1. As we have a look at Hamish Marshall's career, and of course we know that he did very well in the recent tour to Pakistan. And here is a run from the back. Nicely timed too by Marshall. And they pick up a couple. Goes for it. And plays the third man, and that's a good stop. Salam Alahi down at third man, and a couple of runs for Hamish Marshall. touching that as the foot was touching the rope. Not sure whether the umpires want to check that or not. I think that's actually looking very like a boundary.
The man in the booth today is Gary Baxter. So let's have a look. Again, we're going to have another look. This is touch and go. Now, if he's touching with the foot and touching with the hand of the ball, I think you're right, Jerry. That'll be a 4. That's what he wants. Picks it up beautifully. One back. 4 hours.
Well, he did well here, Fleming, because he was that leg stump line, but he caught up with it. You see, that leg stump was just outside. Sometimes when he's not in good nick, he falls over too much. You miss out on those. If you finish with that, it takes a lot of pressure off you to get a boundary the stage of an over, and also get you off the mark. That helps.
Down towards third man. Bouncing a little bit there, Stephen Fleming. He got away with it. It's a powerful slip field. There are plenty of catches in.
Wasn't quite the horizontal backstroke of Fleming. It was the whip here he was after, and he thought it was short enough that it gave him time to see the ball and he could attack it. See, it was a sort of semi-horizontal and a back foot drive, looking to punch it away through the offside.
Goes after it, and that's a decisive shot. He really belted that, and while it was in the air, it was safely away from any fieldsman at another boundary.
Yeah, belted but precise, quite neat, and he saw the width immediately. He's a short man. They tend to like the cut stroke. There was certainly time to see it, and he got a good contact on it. Forward first, then pressed backwards. Good swing of the bat. Oh, this is going pretty well so far. Gone. Progress has ended for Hamish Marshall, unfortunately, and that Yusuf Yohana has taken a fairly simple catch at square leg. Marshall looked it. He's just chipped one away, and New Zealand have lost their second.
Yeah, Marshall just looked like he was wanting to turn one on the leg side there, perhaps get a single down the fine leg, and perhaps the nature of the pitch a little bit slow, and he's just popped it up the square leg for an easy catch.
Marshall goes. New Zealand have lost their second. He looks good, but just keeps getting out. He's out for 10, 25 for 2. Hero from Eden Park, Scott Styles, joins his captain in the middle with New Zealand in a spot bowler now. They're 25 for 2. They were asked to bat first. Brilliant knock just 4 days ago. His second one-day 100. Got a useful average and a very good strike rate. Yep. Nicely timed. He's an elegant player, Stephen Fleming. He really is. And he got a boundary for that. That's a beautiful transfer.
Third player for leg, Stephen Fleming, and just lifting the line again. I think the length's been stolen from Pakistan, but just that line, getting to Fleming's pads, and there's no better player in the world off his pads than Stephen Fleming.
Great shot. There's nothing the man at point can do about this one. Boundary in front of square on the offside.
Yeah, exactly. It's just got starts very strong up the back foot through that area, and again, it's not really Australian in length, it's Australian line from the Pakistan. He's just giving him too much width, and it was a beautiful shot. Similar to what Simon was saying earlier, but probably very slow, and if you're going to bowl that week, it's got silence. He's superb on the ball shot and on the strike.
So quick to seize on. Almost you don't put a foot forward as if to say I'm looking to get forward, but it's not exaggerated, and that enables him to get the balance onto the back foot. Goes past 9 time, we'll run down to the fence now. where did he get on that? Was he Glove? There was Glove.
Just throwing him round Shadir, and with the fine leg up, it's almost a cardinal sim. It needs to be outside that off stump. He was able to catch up with it. A handy fall out from New Zealand.
He's South Africa now and trying to make the greatest effort there. Perfectly honest. Mahmood continues. Skyler sets. Aerial. And out. Well, there you are. Good wicket for New Zealand. Scott Styles for success in the first one down. He's gone for 10. That's a big blow for Pakistan. Fine feeling here. Well, I'll tell you what, he made a lot of ground to get under this. The ball never arrived to Styles. He took it back of the bat. And that is an outstanding catch. Wonderful bit of fielding. So the man who stole the show at Auckland has been caught by Yohana. Hasn't moved up the wicket. He won't move, but transpired into many runs for his side. Well, here's a chance because he's coming inside the first 15 overs. It's a nice stroke and a couple here. Maybe more. Now that has run away, and that is a good sign. The outfield was slow last year, and others picked up a treat this year. Running really hard for a chance to pick up a boundary. And Spider with his signature stroke. Yeah, that's the Stephen Fleming you enjoy watching. Plenty of timing, and a very, very good sign in terms of the outfield. That ran away, good value for your stroke. Talking to Andre Adams yesterday, and he said he thought he played one superb in swinging Yorker. A strong shot from Fleming. That'll go to the boundary for 4. Good shot from the skipper. Oh, this is a good stroke because he's uppercutted over a backward point. Deliberately sliced it. Deliberately over that inner ring fielder. And using the pace, that's raced away. 36 Fleming, 6 boundaries. Good footwork. Quite convinced he does here. That's it! Little in the air gone. Yeah, well, that's a loose shot. That's stunned. He wasn't so clever on that occasion, Stephen Fleming. Looking to thrash through the offside. He couldn't get the length, and it turned him back to that. Well, how much time did Fleming have? How short is it? Yes, he was going into the cut stroke, I think. It may have been the extra bit of pace, even though that bobbled, he should have been caught cleanly. And he really wanted to hit that one, so the skipper's but not at the right time. New Zealand 79 for 4. Big hitter, genuine world-class all-rounder at his peak. 177 matches. He's the old man of the side now without Chris Harris being around. The strike rate's the key, 82. Is it that kind of day for an 82 strike rate? That's the key. Is it a chance for him to play the big shots, or has New Zealand gone in too deep too early? Wonderful timing. Easy. It was a lovely partnership just starting to build, wasn't it? It was a new foundation you could see. Skyscraper. Yes, into the right, I think we'll get caught for that. Because I just got the feeling in the last couple of days he hasn't been watching the ball closely. He's out with full customer. This is a good start. You see all the time he's round about short of the length, and all the batsmen can do is use the pace of the ball. 100 up to New Zealand. Bob on it. Straight through the gap. And Chris Cairns' run continues. And New Zealand are 104 for 5. Well, piece of bowling here. That's all you have to do at the start of a batsman split to the wicket. Pitch the ball up, get them coming forward, and that's a beautiful length that he starts raking again. So Cairns to pass for 9, and it's 104 for 5.
batsman for New Zealand is Jacob Oram. And there are the stats for Oram. Not a great average. Strike rate reasonable. Couple of 50s. And he comes in at a very vital time here for New Zealand. In the 30th over, 5 down. And just 104 runs on the board. Turn around, he's got this fine and he's got it for the fence. Jacob Oram. So an aggressive start by the left-hander.
Superb stuff by Jacob Oram. He's one of the best players of spin. He uses his height beautifully, getting right out there, sweeping the ball, and that's textbook stuff.
Batting second over, and he's got behind. McMillan got a touch, and New Zealand lose another wicket.
Another crucial wicket goes down for New Zealand. Charles Muskie's just balled away on that off stump. Very consistent line. McMillan just looking to give himself a little bit of room, get the one main edge, and no one's done the rest. It's a good catch.
Away goes McMillan in. He's out for 25. New Zealand in trouble. 112 for 6. You've got a wicketkeeper, Brendan McCullum, who's the new batsman to replace Craig McMillan. And again, a modest average, a modest strike rate, just to 150, but he really has a job to do here. And New Zealand really needs to look at about 50 overs. Got a through, well played. Should just about make it, yes it will.
And that's the strength of his as well, honestly, and he picks that beautifully, picks up another very big 4 runs. Hopefully what this will do is will make the Pakistan captain push the field there. Hopefully you keep the field up and try and keep that pressure on, but that's superb batting. Taking the ones, bringing the field in, then hitting it back out over the top.
Yeah! Just a wee bit of reversing, and good for middle. We toss. And in this field too, there are a few mistakes to go in the field from the Pakistanis, Oram takes 4. Hamid down there, okay. Sort of a straight long position. It bounced quite nicely through him, and he's a right-hander, so he actually was going to the strong side. Should have done better, really. It's one of the areas, certainly New Zealand, I think, are superior, even though there has been some good little moments.
He did. Big shot this time. Great cricket shot. Good batting from Brendan McCullum.
You look at the bottom hand come into play here. He takes a little step. Tippy off down the wicket towards the bowler. There she goes, and then the bottom hand comes in and whang. And it's into a gap too. The walking loft into cow corner. What you expect, not anything. Here's one again. Good strike, but he's in the slot, he's got it. A lovely pass from Jamal. Down the cricket from Jacob Oram. And he picks up a half-century. Wonderful capture from the big man. 53 and 56 balls.
That's very well from Jacob Oram, and that's his area of strength. Those balls pitched up on a full length around on stump. He opens his front hip, loves hitting through cover in mid-wicket. That's been a fine running for the side in trouble, and hopefully now he can kick on, end up with a nice wee 80 not out.
This time Azam Mahmood went into that slot. Oh, good strike. Cricket shot. In fact, he stayed on leg stuff. He got just enough room to sling the high volley through the covered field. And that is a beautiful stroke from a player who's growing every day. Wonderful stroke there.
It's superb stuff from Brendan McCullum. He's a real talented player, got all the shots. He showed there he's been walking across the stumps, hitting onto the leg side, giving himself some room, punishing through the offside.
Golden! Played
laid it on Orr. He was going to pressure like Orr, hoping to give himself some room because he just couldn't give it away. And a good reward for Mohammed Sami there to end a very fine innings.
Perfect example of big bowling with Mohammed Sami, keeping the ball full to the batsman, and giving himself some room, looking to clear it, hit the ball out of the ground. It's been simple, perfect ball. Let's over Jacob Orr for a thing, hits the 54, he's on 203 for 7.
He's been good there, and his form in particular, due to Keenan's one-day form, of course, coming in late in the day, strike rate of 71. Second ball he faces, and he just smokes down to the boundary. That was a poor option for Victoria, because he kept exposed to stuff so much. He could never get any bat on it, and he is gone now. That is a bit of a shame, because he is capable. He's actually got a bit of bat on it, onto his leg stuck, just like Orr. Right smile from Victoria's he's got the Well, Tuffy has taken guard. He's got Mohammed Sami with his back up. Full. Yeah, it's great. So McCallum gets strike with 2 balls with him is over. Good bowling from Sami to pick up his third wicket.
He just continues to bowl that length beautifully. Even though it's not a completely a Yorker roll, full toss is the next best thing. And Victoria trying to improvise because his length was brilliant. Beautifully in the last game, he's backed it up with a magnificent innings here. It's great work.
It was a good stroke because it was a slow ball and it was straight. He had to take on long on and he did it. 228, 6 off the first 2. He's got it past Carter. He's got it past the sweeper. And the crowd here at Queenstown are loving this from the Otago-born player. Big smile and whatnot. Superb hitting here from Brendan McCallum, really putting pressure on the Pakistanis. Getting a total, I think New Zealand's going to have a great chance of defending later in the afternoon. There he goes, there's the shot. Hasn't gone anywhere, Martin Khan has dropped it! It went straight up, he was trying to flip it over time earlier than Martin Khan. Well, it may not matter, because McCallum's off strike, but they do pick up one. There's a shot Brendan Lawrence, and he does practice a lot of the nets, the old paddle over the keeper, and while Mullen, he's at a Minties moment really. New Zealand in these last 10 overs with 1 ball to go are out at 83. Tuffy has the last ball. McCallum will come back for 2. Well done, Brendan McCallum. 235 in the 50 overs, 8 wickets down. He has carried New Zealand from a difficult situation when they were 112 for 6. Right through at 235. 56 not out to McCallum. Duffy finishes on 3. Outstanding, particularly that partnership with Jake Orr, 91 for the 7th wicket. So Cunnington early, Fleming held fort for a while when Marshall and Stiles were gone for 10 apiece. McMillan 25 and Cairns 9 didn't quite offer enough until Oram and McCallum came together. Half centuries for both of them, and that has given New Zealand a big snip in this second one-day international. 9 for Victoria off his 5 deliveries. Sami 3 for 52. And Azza in the end went for quite a few. 1 for 69. After Razak set it up for Pakistan in the middle stages with a fine spell of 1 for 24 from 10. Malik 2 for 45 with his off-spin.
Pakistan's bowling today a little undisciplined with a number of wides, a few no balls thrown in as well. That's not true. Victoria doing his best to scoot around, but he can't make it. And that's a boundary to Imran, the left-hander, and Pakistan underway.
It's a typical subcontinent shot. A lot of wrist there. Runs away. I think this outfield's got a bit of control with this hot sun. Wasn't a bad ball from Butler either.
Beautiful day here in Queenstown. Just high overcast now, but certainly no drop in temperature. Now the fourth over being bowled by Ian Butler.
Talking about the bounce and the short stretch back, unable to keep it down. Orton's got big hands, he's got a long reach, and he sucks that one in. And Butler is back in this one-day time, big time. Has picked up the first wicket. So that's how I need is gone. It's good in for 1.
Pakistan in their quest to get 236 to win this. 14 for 1. That is pretty impressive figures. The man is 46th one-day international, good strike rate, 8 50s and 4 centuries. The figures are there. Put that away, played it nicely, and this will go to the boundary. Took it off the stumps, hit that wrist, and it played off to the batsman. 4 runs.
Good strike, but it was worth having a crack, Butler. He hasn't bowled that many pull up. He went for a 1, I think, went for an LBW. And instead it went for 4, which can happen. Now this time, Salam Alahi gets that on it. No, he doesn't. He gets 4 though. Ian Smith has joined us from Smithy. You know, you can see not pushing, son, I'll tell you. You've got plenty problems. That's the one that's gone for 4 leg buys. You're going with that, wouldn't you? Might be alright for you though. When they share them, that is. Top shot that. That's raced away to the backward point boundary. His first delivery. He prefers to bowl around the wicket now, and that was in the first one day at Eden Park. Imran Fahad, a big heave across the line. He lost his poles. It was his first over in Auckland. He'll have a similar start here. Oh, that's a great shot. What a beautiful cricket shot from Fahad. It'll roll the whole weight off the wall. Some shots just have an infallible sympathy with the bowler, don't they? That actually, he's just waited for that very nicely. New Zealanders have been fielding accurately today with some urgency. This one he gets just the side of McMillan. Look at the full space of that bat. 85 runs out of now by Salim and Fahad. In the air, down the ground, 4 runs. Simple as that. Good strong shot. There's a 50 up for Pakistan as well. Salim getting a good bat to that. I thought initially, just looking at that was going to go quite close to mid-off, but quite clear. That was on the inside of mid-off.
Jacob Orr and done this for New Zealand, who have the ability to just pick up a wicket. Runs a little bit wider, it's a wee bit shorter. And Sally goes to one that's looking to get it back to the point, and all he gets is a little nip through to McCullum. That's what New Zealand needed at this stage, as Pakistan were looking dangerous. Elahi's gone for 14, and but they're now 52 to 2. Vastly experienced, of course, Johanna, 156th one-day international, very healthy average of 43, 9 centuries. So Yusuf Johanna is the new batsman. He'll take his first ball from Jacob Orr and Benson. It's a good shot, but it's not a good delivery, is it? It's short, it's set up, and they're very, very good in that sort of area, the Pakistanis. See there, look, short, sits up and asking to be hit, really. No fielders back, very rare to see fielders back in that sort of area. So a ball from Cairns, 4 more. Pakistan on a roll. Third boundary of the over. Well, it's a continuation of more loose deliveries from Chris Cairns. It's under full toss. We had the short one before that was hit away through the leg side, and then the up for Pakistan, 2 down. And with a left-hander on strike. Possible. Bad delivery, put away. Bad delivery. 7 from the over, 102 for 8. Too short, too wide. It was in the air, but the placement was the key. So Imran Farah, with that shot, moves through to 50. There's 50 for Curry as well. Strike rate of 74. And a wonderful shot here. Really, hand speed. Really smashing it through that gap and out to the boundary. Comes, and he's got it away cleanly too. Good shot, and away it goes to the boundary for 4. This quality veteranship from Yusuf Johanna. Since he's come in, he's looked very composed. Apart from probably the one no that he had earlier, he's batted beautifully. Worked the singles, and now that New Zealand have brought the field up and attempt to get a wicket, immediately he's used his speed and hit over the top. That's great batting. For 4 runs. Good bounce again from Butler. He's in a bit close. The excellent bowling again from Ian Butler, and this is the way Imran Farah plays. It's not really textbook stuff. He doesn't leave the speed a lot outside it off stump. He tends to open the blade, which I think most coaches around the country's nightmares about the way he plays. But he's got such a good eye and he plays it so well that it's a tough shot to stop for New Zealand. He's got a lot of runs through that area. And as you say, that could have gone to hand and changed the whole match. Unfortunately, Graham Butler went down the downward for 4. Couldn't quite pull it in, Hamish Marshall. And the batsman tries for another couple of runs. 10 runs off the over. 150 for 2. 86 runs required to win. Nicely way behind point, so that will bring up the 100 partnership as they go back for the second, and that really is worth talking about in this game because it is the difference. New Zealand weren't able in the early stages to put any sort of partnership together. Let's come up on their 111. It just shows the pull these guys being able to click 4 or 5 runs and over with singles, nudging it round and how fast the partnership's been created.
Nice shot, beautifully played. And straight out the defence for 4. Baxter now in total control of the situation. 32 overs bowled, 157 for 2. On the right, possibly, maybe, and it staggers into view. Any commitment still in this New Zealand field. But I know they're all mind that they're pushing it uphill here a wee bit. 76 required as Johanna goes to his 50 and 160 to 4.
Superb innings from Yusuf Johanna. He's a class act. Coming in from with a really experienced players of this Pakistan lineup, and in the last test match in this game we've shown that he's really stepped up and really cycled a couple of a likely victory in this game, a victory in the second test. So Johanna, he's going to be a key man in the rest of the big hit straight down the ground. A massive blow back, a couple of bounces before taking it to ground and touching this time of the put him off his leg with a release. Confidence forward for Hart, so often in the shadow of more senior players. Seems to go from strength to strength there. Another lead back. Kind of been a chance that was going on to hit. Wasn't a bad shot. Right arm over the wicket bowler to a left-hand batsman. Has to get the ball to straighten. Might have thought it was a shade high to say to the silver. Yeah, that's how I thought he would hit him. Over the top and pretty straight. We'll pick up 4. He can't get any purchase off the pitch. He can't get it to bite and turn. Johanna is almost playing with him. Really wide on the crease. Yeah, he is really. I mean, that didn't really seem to trouble Johanna in flight. Wow, and through she goes. Right through the gate. Well, this is a great shot. New Zealand would normally have a sweeper out to protect the boundary on the offside, but they can't afford to because they've got to create something inside the circle. And that was a magnificent shot. Yusuf Johanna is really turning it on. Wide, on the up, and then lift the wind with the bat almost turning in the hand, almost in slow motion. It seems he's got that much time. And again, so one at the front. He gave that everything. He gave that his breakfast, his lunch. Beautiful circular blow. Yes! Wanted to come down the pitch, and he just in the end covered straight for the middle. Disappointment for him. Very good innings from on the outline. Bigger parts than us. 195.
Stephen Fleming. A beautiful shot. Outstanding.
And you can see the 51 splits, and Pakistan, particularly from the 100 mark onwards, have always been able to reach those 51 splits so much quicker than the New Zealand effort. Just looking at the run scored in terms of the balls faced, very quick to 150. It's been a bit of a cruise from there in comparison with New Zealand's. They've just been consolidating.
Nice shot again, Inzamam this time. He's got so much time. He just rocked back, and Butler is not slow. Rocked back and swatted it away back to the square.
I've got nothing wrong with the delivery, but if you're going to bowl it, you've got to have a man back for that, because it would have gone straight down his throat. And there's nothing wrong, and Shane Bond said at the start of the day, nothing wrong with telegraphing that as long as you've got the protection. And I'll put a few players on notice.
That's on its way to the boundary. That's well timed. There's a man patrolling behind square, but no hope. And another boundary. Just hit forward a square, and the timing is outstanding. Got away from the fieldsman. And it'll go all the way down to the fence. 4 more leads to Johanna. Chin off the over. Pakistan closing in, 12 away from victory. You heard the neck, and the Pakistani captain is gone.
Now, the off-spinner with the slower ball and the bounce. Newzealand was trying to catch up with it, and he did. Tony Hill sees you out of here. So Newzealand slowly gets himself off the park, including just 12 metre Pakistan at 224.
Shad Malik comes out to bat for Pakistan right at the end. With just 12 runs required. And he's a vastly experienced player too. 60th one-day international here today. Pretty healthy strike rate, and can kick on when required. Straight up in the air, straight over the keeper's head, and down to the fence for 4. So a bit of advice from McMillan to the batsman. All a bit too late though. Just 6 runs away now, Pakistan. This one well and fairly, and finds the gap too. And now Pakistan need 2 runs to complete the victory.
I got on with one commentator in this match.
This could be it. Steered away down to third man by Johanna. And Pakistan take the victory by 6 runs. And it deserved the win with Queenstown today. New Zealand were 235. And Pakistan have cruised the victory 236 to 4. Win by 6 wickets to square the series. So Yusuf and Johanna leading the players from the field. 88 not out. Shad Malik there with him at the finish. And a lot of applause from the New Zealand team. They've been played today. taken the victory by 6 wickets.
So just confirming that Johanna was left 88 not out and 106 deliveries, Braha 87 and Shoaib Malik 9 not out from 6 deliveries. New Zealand bowling performance, though Shane, I think they've got a bit to work on still. He tried 7 options but in the end they couldn't break through now.
Yeah, just lacked a little bit of penetration it seemed. I thought Daryl Tuffy was outstanding again, but bottom line, I think we saw a textbook partnership and a textbook way that a partnership should be developed during a one-day game, and if anything that New Zealand can take from this game, it's the way those guys went about it at the top of the order, and if we can do that, then we've got the lower order to capitalise and get a big score in the next match.
Okay, Shane Bondo reviewing the game as we look back on this fabulous day in Queenstown. It's 1-1 in this National Bank Series. Time now for the match presentations. Let's head downstairs to Gavin Larson. Thanks very much, Smithy. Yes, National Bank presentation time. I have with me Stephen Fleming first. Steve, 235, just not enough runs in the bank.
Yeah, no, we were short by 20 or 30, and that came about through soft dismissals throughout at the top, and we never really got partnerships throughout. We had 20s, look at the scorecard all the way through, right until the end, where we probably did well to get to 235.
Bringing now in Zaman Al-Haq, the Pakistan captain. He's got a smile on his face. 1-1 in the series, Inzi. You must be very happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy because they were really so good, especially bowler in first 40 overs has done very well.
They worked very well as a team, your bowling unit, didn't they?
Yeah, it's very good because in the first game he's not quite on the right track. This innings his bowlers really work out in the nets and now he's looking good.
Okay, we'll move on now to the National Bank Man of the Match, and we'll bring in Yusuf Johanna. Yusuf, congratulations, well done. Got a trophy here for you. Here we are on behalf of the National Bank. Well done, very good innings.
Thank you.
You controlled it right through.
Yeah, control inning. I tried my best. We played 40 overs, me and Imran. We planned there. We both play 40 overs, then match finish.
So is your strategy to give the strike more to Imran and let him play the big shots?
I suggest him play normal, not big shots. It was very easy wicket. We play normal cricket. End of the day, we easily match them.
And your aim clearly was to be there at the end.
Sorry?
To be there at the end to hit the winning runs?
Yeah, very good. Very easily match them comfortably.